So back in 2020, we built this greenhouse and we've made plenty of changes since then over the years. But it's not perfect. It definitely works. As you can see, a lot of the plants are pretty happy. They could look better, but also I don't have a ton of time on my hands to really take care of a greenhouse like I initially did back during the pandemic. So that would be one thing I would say that might be discouraging in terms of if you're wanting a greenhouse. It's nice and you can grow certain things in a greenhouse that you can't grow outside in most areas, unless you live in a really great zone. But like for instance, I can grow cacao in my greenhouse and vanilla orchid, and I have regular orchids in here too. So you can grow some really cool stuff. It does take a lot of maintenance. It's not terrible. If you can maintain a garden, you can maintain a greenhouse. But there's a lot that goes into it. For instance, we have air that comes in pretty regularly with this fan, and the vent. We had another one up there, but that one looks like it broke because I stupidly was growing some dragon fruit outside, and I also was growing up here grape vines, and oh man. You know, I thought, because I didn't really know about shade cloth and I wasn't really getting the shade cloth right initially, 30% shade cloth is the best way to go. And I figured that out because I was asking, I think it was Terabella Nursery, when I went there, I noticed that they had great shade cloth, and I asked them what percentage they use, and that's what they told me. So that's what I use. Now I need to get another one maybe for here, but I'm just sort of trying things out right now because I just took out all of the grapevine. And while grapevine grows really, really quickly and it can give you a lot of shade, it also brings in a lot of plant scale and aphids and even caterpillars. I had no idea caterpillars, like giant ones, I think they're like some kind of hawk moth caterpillar or something, but they're these huge caterpillars that come in and they eat the grapevine. But anyway, they would have like little poops on the floor, and all of a sudden I would come in here and there'd be like dead caterpillars on the ground. So I was like, okay, enough's enough. They have to go. I haven't really been able to be in here because I went through a lot of catastrophe at the end of last year and the beginning of this year, where I was in the hospital for a long time, myself and my daughter, and I lost one of my twins. So this has kind of been my last priority, but it was nice to kind of get in here because the last time I was in here cleaning things up, I had both of them with me. And but anyway, yeah, everything is looking a lot better now. I cleaned everything up. There's so much more light in here now without the grapevine. It's so much cleaner. It's not perfect, but you know, if you're looking to do something like this and you have this extra room, like we just literally have this little outdoor patio thing, and we just created this structure inside the room of this outdoor patio. And then we saw these tiles at IKEA, and we thought it would look really great because the way that they had it set up inside IKEA, it was like in a sort of similar situation like this. And so instantly I was like, oh, we could do that with this side room back in 2020 when we got this house. And so we did, and this isn't the original color and it looks pretty scrappy. Long story short, we're gonna just probably end up taking it out. While it looks really cute, I think it's meant more for an area that is not going to ever see dirt or anything like that, because one thing that we really didn't consider was that you know, it has all these nooks and crannies, and it gets all the dirt and grime and yuckiness in there. And then because this is an area where we have misters, so as you can see, there's a white pipe there. We don't use the white pipe anymore, but that used to be our main misting system. Hooked up right over here to this. It's like a smart water system where you can like turn it on and like put it on a setting where it'll go off however many times that you need it to go off, and it'll shoot mist out. We do still use the beehive system, but now we have this connection all. So it's like a little hose thing that we use, and we have it all over the perimeter of the greenhouse. So that thing works really awesome, and it gives exactly the kind of environment that most of these plants really need. We do get calcium buildup on them though, so you do have to kind of like go over and scratch the front surface like this ever so often, or come in with a little cup of water and CLR and kind of clean them off. But as you can see, I mean, some of these are mostly plants that I just got at Trader Joe's, or there's this lady locally that sells house plants like this for $5 for like, it's a smaller plant, but then once you have it in a greenhouse, I mean, oh my goodness, look at all this bustling growth. It's beautiful. And it's nice if you have the time to keep up something like this. It is nice like to come in here. We used to hang out in here all the time. We would set up like a table right here and you know, invite friends over. We'd have dinner or just hanging out playing cards, things like that. And we used to have, even when we didn't have the big table, don't mind this is because I was cleaning up in here, but we would have there was a little table that we got from IKEA. It's like a little bistro table with 3 chairs, and we would come in here and have coffee and breakfast in the morning. And that was, it's I think getting back to that stage where we can come back in here and actually enjoy it. But it's been pretty buggy before, back when we had the vine up here. But right now, as far as shade goes, I got like, you know, these trees, which cacao does like some sunlight, even though it's an understory tree. I think this is probably a good amount that it'll be happy. I haven't seen the leaves burn since I took off the vine. That was 2 days ago. So, and then the figs, they also like it too. And I think the reason that this was getting kind of crappy is because it wasn't getting enough sunlight. That one has been, so it's a little healthier. But yeah, for shade, the trees, and then I kept these. This is a tropical passion vine. Supposedly it's the sweet cup. So I might actually take a cutting of that and root it, or maybe try to air layer it or something like that, and see how it does outside. But in the meantime, I'm gonna keep it here because I can't find this thing anywhere. And hopefully this is the real deal, because supposedly the fruit is really delicious from that thing. And then I also have the bleeding hearts, which looks so pretty. And I'm hoping now that it's got a lot more sunlight. I mean, I think I need to feed it too, but back when I first bought it, it had like really dark foliage, and now it's kind of, I don't know, like light and almost see-through, so I'm hoping it starts to get healthier. But other than that, everything seems to be doing fine, and nothing's burning since I took off the grapevine. But lesson learned here is, while grapevine is, you know, nice outside, it's not, and you know, initially the whole reason that I did the grapevine too was because I saw something like that on Pinterest, and I thought, oh, that looks so pretty, it looks so nice. And we even like kind of built the structure sort of like to that picture. And yeah, that was not the best idea. I think it looks great if you can maintain how fast the grapevine grows. as well as wisteria. But for an indoor location, it's very difficult to stay on top of not only the overgrowth and it trying to grow into the house, but also the amount of insects that you end up with too is not a lot of fun. We do have a lot of grapevines outside, but even the ones outside I have been tempted to cut back or out at all, just because it's a lot to keep up with. And I only have like little spurts of time to do things while the baby's sleeping. And even then I'm like running up and down to, even though I have a monitor on her. So yeah, but all in all, a greenhouse is awesome if you get the time for it. If you have any other questions, or if you like this content, please like and subscribe, and I will give more updates whenever possible. And wow, check these guys out. They're getting bigger. All right, hopefully these things get to full size and we get to enjoy them. All right, I'll keep you updated. Happy gardening.